Good morning, ladies and girls, friends and lovers, children of all ages. I stand here in City Council in the City and County Government Building outside with this laminated order dated July 17th, 2019. In accordance with the inherent authority of the 2nd Judicial District, the Denver County Court, the Denver Probate Court, the Denver Juvenile Court, collectively the courts, to manage their facilities, the Chief Judge of the 2nd Judicial District, and the presiding judges of the Denver County Court, Probate Court, Juvenile Court. There's some stuff here. This order, Hi Catman, Chris Link, Keith Anderson, Big Lou, all these buildings, it now orders that the displaying of signs, distributing of literature or other materials, obstructing the passage of any person, interrupting judicial proceedings, yelling or making audible outbursts, using sound amplification, harassing, intimidating, or threatening court personnel or others, or engaging in similar conduct that interferes with the ability of employees to carry out the business of the courts or the ability of other persons to access the court. All right? These are disruptive, threatening, or abusive conduct that is now prohibited. And in addition, the responsibilities and authorities of the courts outlined above to protect the health within the court facilities. Therefore, those entering the court facilities are required to be appropriately and fully clothed, including shoes. There's Teresa Spahn, Michael Martinez, Leith, and Woods, all the judges. This court order dated July 17, 2019 is not in accordance with health code, sadly enough. There are no health code regulations wearing shoes in buildings. It's not a safety issue. You're not going to eat off the floor. Oh, there's tape here. Was there a speaker? Oh, yeah. These tapes are still here, it appears, possibly, from when City Council took their oaths. I'm going to stand here. That's 3, 2, 1. Oh my God, absolutely. You guys remember City Council getting sworn in? That's the standing points from 2 months ago or a month ago. Karen had court this morning. I still don't know how that went. Everybody else got, she was in at 10. She was in at 10? It's 10:47. Damn it. Anyway, guys, we are headed to that big, beautiful building right there across the street. We're going to be going downstairs in that building, and we're going to be asking some questions in regards to, that's not going out very well. These are not very, very easily climbable. It's just not going to try to hold a camera, climb a fence, make a ass hattery of myself. But as I was trying to update you on, nice day for it. I'm going to go find out about 18.9.117. And we're going to find out if there were considerations for free speech in the initiative or the statute as it was written. Oh, dang, I lost a few of you. It's the horrible issue of that tape. I was shutting off my Wi-Fi when I'm not in government buildings. Sorry about that for the... So, nice day. Sorry I was buffering. I am now off of the Wi-Fi of the government building and onto the 4G network. So, it's a nice day for it. Yes, double nice day for it. Central Texas Accountability. 6th State, Arizona. Chris Marcus. Good morning, everybody. Annie. Oh man, look at this. This is beautiful. This is the new museum, the Denver Art Museum.org. They have the glass going up for the new interactive outdoor-indoor piece that they tore up their building for, multi-million-dollar entrance, and it's just beautiful out here. So, it really is. So, ring ring, here's what we're doing. I was arrested. I haven't been brought before the courts yet for this. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my best to preemptively dismiss my charges. In order to preemptively dismiss my charges, I have to find out about the state statute, the Colorado Revised Statute that I'm being charged with committing a crime over. And because I'm charged with committing a crime, that crime is videotaping police officers in the police department, where videotaping police officers is a restricted activity. Now, there was a harassment law written in 2016, and in that harassment law, Section 8 clearly indicates that free speech is protected and that the law is not intended to supersede the Constitution of the United States of America. So, if you are not allowed to supersede First Amendment free speech protected rights in a harassment bill, why would or would not the bill regarding allowing for special rules and regulations of properties not also state clearly that case? So, the woman said to come back when I knew the statute number, and you're suffering with me, folks, because we got the statute number, and we are going to find out what it is. In the discussion, the audio files, I'm quite agitated this morning. Liberty Freak went to court. He finally got provided a public defender. And now, after he has a public defender, the district attorneys are recognizing that his case will soon be dismissed. Soon to be dismissed. Them dirty waste of our money. It's my taxpayer dollars too, right? I spend money in this city and county, and so they shouldn't be doing that. So, before I go up for arraignment on this charge of violating a restricted use, I need to understand if there's been some conversations behind this. So, 18.9.117. If anybody wants to look that up, will be the ordinance, the Colorado Revised Statute that I'm being alleged with violating. And I want you to know that I may be the first person arrested under this ordinance that in their training log says it's not allowed to be arrested, or it's not intended, I should say. It's not that it's not allowed. It's not intended to be a arrestable offense. But when you pull a camera on a cop who is violating search and seizure, you get arrested for it. Right? So Eric Brandt's got a case. The cop just walked up and grabbed his stuff, violated the Constitution, and then they said, no, you're going to jail for disorderly conduct. Just obey, right? So we're going to be discreet and just obey as we come in here. So stick with me for the rotation and all the security entrance checkpoint. Okay. How are you today? This is my water bottle.
Put it in a bit.
Okay. Take off my belt.
Is it a big buckle?
Yeah, it's a big buckle. It's starting to ring off. I actually think I'm going to return it because it's too light. It's too big of a big buckle. Thank you.
Where are you from?
Fiji?
No. Jamaica.
Jamaica. Okay. I knew you had an island accent, huh? Excuse me, you as well. Oh, have you seen this beautiful Capitol? If I take a video of the Capitol, I'm okay. If I take a video of the tour guide giving a tour, I'm not okay. Right? Keep up the good work. Yeah. Help yourself to some 3-ring binders. Look at this. There's beautiful art. I'm going to slow down and give you all a tour of the art here in Capitol. This is Charmaine Walk, the river. The river is really important today. Did you know that in Denver it rains plastic? In all of our rainwater collection barrels, we have plastic sampling throughout the state. This is the beautiful red marble from Beulah, Colorado. Only available in our state, our only mine in the country, quarry, I should say, of red marble. Yeah, and it's beautiful. I mean, look at these pillars. This is a magnificent building. If you've been here a few times like I have, this hallway here is the place where I've spoken because the chambers were in session and there was committee meetings. So you come in here to talk about committee meetings, and look at this is really interesting. It says waste and recycle, right? There's one garbage can here. So my audit here is that's greenwashing. There's waste and recycling. No, it's one bin. It's all trash. It doesn't designate the differences. See, that would have been the same. So I got a problem with that. But we're going to go talk to the, okay, if you need a stamp, you can get a stamp. 2 each, 75 cents, $1, 4 quarters. That's an old machine. I wonder if it's even in use anymore. Stamps are 50 cents a piece now. When's the last time you saw a telephone booth? That is indeed a telephone list. There's no telephone in there. Telephone booth. But there's no telephone. You bring your own. You sit in there and you talk. In a box. It's very nice. Legislative staff's over here. It's a pretty boring, beautiful old building. But we're going is where I'm going to hopefully find the woman that can assist me. That's Elevation Coffee Traders, not where we're going. This is the Legislative Council room. And I believe this is where I was at last time. Yes, this might be it. Hi, I am thinking that this is the place I was last time. I was looking for some assistance. I have a state statute and I want to listen to the arguments or read the documentation about how it was created because I think that they missed something in the statute and I need to be able to communicate with people.
Okay, I can take you back to the library and find somebody who can help you
That'd be
back there.
great.
If you want to, I think, if you want to go out this door,
Okay.
and then go to your right and meet me, there's a rotunda where the stairs are.
Okay,
If
on
you
the
go
other
out
side of
here
the
to your
food?
right, And you walk past the cafeteria, you walk past the vending machines.
Uh-huh.
You'll walk into an area where you'll see the stairs going up. Okay, right to your right of that is double doors, and that's
Okay.
our library.
Okay.
So give me just a moment and I'll meet you there.
Sounds great, thank you.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I had to take my belt off and putting it back on. All right, thank you, yes. So we're past the coffee. Hello, look, there's people on a tour up there. I wonder if I videotape the people on a tour, if I will go to jail. Because that's what happened to defend. Okay, this is different. How to recycle. How to trash. Different box. Different opening. This would be the Legislative Council Library. And so again, folks, we're going on this tour. Arrested audits America for doing what? Beautiful building, isn't it?
Sir,
Oh, yes. Hi.
this is Ryan. He's going
Ryan?
he's
Brian.
Brian, nice to meet you.
If he can.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll see what
Fantastic. And I'm live doing an educational show for my viewers.
Okay.
There was a legislative piece of now Colorado Revised Statutes.
Mm-hmm.
It's 18-9-117, I believe it is.
Okay.
It's like giving permission to restrict and have regulations on government properties, right? To like shut the bathrooms down for these hours or the grass, so they can rest. And I want to know more about that. And
Okay.
like, I'm wondering about the audio files or like the discussion for it. And then there's another one. It's a 16, and it's a harassment law. Are you familiar with that?
I'm going to be quite honest, this is my second week here.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Ryan, we're going to be learning this stuff together
Yes,
with
we
all
will.
our friends throughout here.
All right, so long story, no, I'm not familiar with it, but
Okay.
I can see what I can do.
Yeah.
We're transforming this, we're doing a whole renovation project and turning these into offices here. So they just
Fantastic.
disabled the computers yesterday. What I can do is I can go look at the statute. I have a book, the
Yeah.
18 for sure,
Yeah.
about the 16 one I'm not.
Yeah, it's a harassment law. There's probably a couple of your people that'll know.
Okay.
And I can try to get some of my people to do some research on it also.
I'm sorry. Oh, no.
Yeah, because I want to look at both of the processes. I want to know how the harassment law was written and the conversations.
Okay.
This new one, and I'll see if I can find it. I don't know if this is a closed off area or something.
It is now just because we are
Because you're remodeling.
completely remodeling it.
Okay, and so
Yeah.
look, everybody's taking advantage of the new 3-ring binders available.
Yeah.
So the idea, and I want to be real specific about it. This harassment law that was written, it has a very important piece at the very end of it.
Okay.
Protected free speech, First Amendment free speech.
Okay.
The one that you're gonna look up, 18-9-117, it doesn't have anything in it that would stop a director or from creating something that would violate free speech regulations.
Okay.
And I'm just doing some research and wanting to teach people how to go through looking up legislative processes so they know how to start getting more involved at the beginning.
Sure.
Right, by looking at the consequences of not being involved before, once it's done.
Okay. What I can do is I can take you back here. This is my office.
Oh, great.
I know you said you wanted to hear something, and I don't know if that's going to be option right now.
If it's not audible or it's not audio, and if it's going to take several steps in this process, I'm okay with that as well.
Okay. So what I can do is I can just kind of bring the statute out to you now.
Yeah.
Have you look at it.
Okay.
We might have a lot resolved, but what I can do, my supervisor's out today. Like that's my second week.
No, that's
Would
great.
be more than happy to follow up with you on that.
Yeah, because
So-
we're gonna learn like who the statute's writers and supporters are. I'm probably gonna go through a process sending letters or email communications to them, asking some very intentional questions.
Okay.
Again, when it comes to the process of learning statutes and how laws are written, we all probably need to know more than we already do.
Sure.
And so, as a journalist, I'm going to use this as a opportunity to teach and to grow, not only for myself but for others, and to do it in a way that hopefully benefits everybody.
Okay. Great. Yeah. Let me go get.
So you're gonna go get some stuff. I'll hang out right out here.
18.
189-117.
Perfect.
Thank you. Oops, pardon me. So let's see. I'm gonna come back here. I'm gonna switch to see me. Hi everybody. How we doing today? Did you? That dude needs a notebook. He does, but that's okay. Free ice for everybody, huh? Is it operational? Yeah. Ice?
I just showed her.
Okay.
She's always interested in ice cubes.
Nice. So the ice machine. If you need ice in the state of Colorado, you can get some free ice at the Capitol. That's good news. Matter of fact, I might just go get some right now and show you how it works. I can't see. Do not scoop hands. Use the machine. Right here. Okay. We have our water bottle, right? We have a scooper. Okay, this is where it always gets tricky, huh? Because you can't videotape everything you're doing effectively. There we go. And there you have it, folks. We have some ice. Now I could buy a soda or a water. Oh, disgusting. Seriously? I thought that was illegal. I'm gonna have a conversation about that. You're not supposed to sell water in the state capitol building. I'm really disgusted by that. I'm absolutely disgusted by that. Could I make some iced coffee? I could buy a soda to put in my ice. But guess what? There's no water fountain. Oh, what a bummer. Well, is there a one here? 2 weeks on the job, it's okay. Say no, let's sit down and talk. There probably is. We'll find it later. We really want to look at this statute.
This is how you look up statutes here. They're generally available in our library, which
Again, the computers are off today because we're remodeling.
right. So Title 18, 9, 17,
One.
somewhere in between here.
There it is.
There it is. Perfect. Okay, so it begins here. Right here, actually.
So this is unlawful conduct on public property. And I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. It's unlawful for any person to enter or remain in any public building on any public property or to conduct himself or herself in or on the same in violation of any order, rule, or regulation concerning any manner prescribed in this subsection. 1. Limiting or prohibiting the use or activities or conduct in such public building or on such public property issued by any officer or agency having the power of control, management, or supervision of the building or property in addition to any authority granted by any other law. Each such officer or agency may adopt such orders, rules, or regulations that as are reasonably necessary for the administration, protection, and maintenance of such public buildings and property, specifically orders, rules, or regulations upon the following manners. And it specifically lays out these types of things here, guys. Property, vegetation, wildlife, the signs, the use of public buildings and property to time, place, and permitted activities, right? And I've read this already, so I can guarantee you that up to this point right here with the funerals, there's nothing about constitutionally protected First Amendment free speech activities. So since you're new on the job and I'm working new and teaching people, my concern about this is that any rule or order or regulation could be that, say, for example, a police officer could tell me to stop videotaping that person doing their job, say, in a police department or in a courthouse hallway or lobby. And the officer giving me instructions to shut off my camera could potentially be considered a lawful order. You're not allowed to videotape in this building. But the law, the statute, as I've read it so far, and it ends here, right? Because then we get to 118, right?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't say anything about the First Amendment of the United States of America and the Constitution, free speech, protected activities. So if the law is very vague, and it says, it talks again, we're talking about prohibition of activities or conduct within public buildings or on public property, which may be reasonably expected to substantially interfere with the use or enjoyment of such places. Does that mean that I'm not allowed to videotape a tour of the Capitol?
I'm not an attorney.
I know you're not an attorney.
I'm not
I'm not an attorney, and I don't want to interpret the law. But what I'm concerned about is that protected activity is not expressly limited in here to being protected. And if you had it's 16, I think it's 16.8.111 is the other one, and it's a harassment law. Hey, do I have moderators on this channel right now? Anybody that could do a quick Google search for a harassment law, Colorado 2016 harassment law? I don't seem to have anybody that's awake enough to do that right now, but maybe something will pop up. But this is the other one. I don't know, maybe your supervisor might know what that is. I want to look at them in comparison.
Okay.
And so that's what I'm trying to do, is find the statute on harassment.
Okay.
Do you have a 16 book?
We don't. We actually just packed them up. If you go to the Colorado General Assembly website, you should be able to find past statutes on there.
Past statute 2016. And there's not a library here to utilize,
The one
except for the one that's being remodeled for office spaces,
Yep.
so that I could utilize a computer. So I really came here, that was like my effort and work, is to find this harassment law.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if it was issued in 2016, would it be in the 2018 codes?
My understanding is, I'm just going to say, I don't know. I don't know. If you're looking for a law library, try Supreme Court across the street. They might have more access to something over there.
Let's see. Okay, MVM, you have it up. What is the 2016 case? I want to see if I can find it, because it
won't be in there.
It won't be, well, but if it's title and it's just been updated, revised, Title 16, here it is, we found it. Title 18.9.111. Oh, 18.9.111, it should be right there. Thank you, Mom, I appreciate it. It's the Kiana Aureliano's law, This is it right here. Harassment. A person commits harassment if the intent to harass, annoy, or alarm another person, right? If they strike, if they direct obscene language or gestures at a person, if they follow them about in a public place, that part was repealed. Directly or initiate communication with the person. I'm going to skip right back down to 9 here. This is the key part here. This section is not intended to infringe upon any right guaranteed to any person by the First Amendment of the United States Constitution or to prevent the political or philosophical views. I need to find the writer of 189117. And so I have some cross references here. 1C and 3A were amendments was the Right to Rest in Peace Act, right? And there's some sources here. C.R.S. 1963, section 49118, but it doesn't give me any information on who wrote it. And so my effort is to find out who wrote, who sponsored, and initiated this law right here.
Okay.
So that I can ask them why this section here isn't considered or in this here
Okay.
as they wrote it. And that's the number one goal that I had came to the Capitol today to achieve.
Okay. What I can do is I can give you my card.
Well, let's.
I don't have it on me. I'm
You don't
sorry.
have it? Fantastic, Ryan. Thank you. Guys, you got to understand this is a very thick book. I need to get a copy of this book, huh? And now we're on to the hunt, right? Now you guys know why I'm out here today. So this is harassment. Anna Ariello's law. Committing harassment, right? Now, when we combine the training manual from Chief Pazin on harassing police officers, we know that we can't do that, right? It doesn't occur. Oh, thank you, Commander Starship Rocket Blaster. We really appreciate you. 189111, that's what we came up with, absolutely. And if we're using the telephone repeatedly, whether a conversation with no purpose of conversation, thank you, Ryan. We're not going to publish all your information. We'll keep it a friendly thing. So if we're making communications at inconvenient hours, if there's insults, taunts, challenges, or making communication in offensively coarse language to, in another manner, provoke, the reason that this stuff is, what book is that? This is a really good question. This book is the Colorado Revised Statute, Title 18 for 2018. So this is criminal codes, and I'm just going to stick that right there to mark it. And let's go to the front page. This is a very gently used book so far, meaning that it's fairly new. So we might have to go find a copy of this for ourselves somewhere. This is the book, and so it's a book of the Colorado Revised Statutes, basically, right? It's got Legal Services Office, which is where you work, okay? And so is this Legal Services? This is a different department, room 1091.
They're located within. Okay.
We want to go there this morning, huh? Because they might be able to answer my questions a little bit differently, or help me to get answers. But what we're definitely looking at is this 111, ladies and gentlemen, and it has this specific section. Do you know why it has a specific section in it?
I don't know.
My belief is that this specific section, not intended to infringe upon any right guaranteed to any person by the First Amendment to the United States Constitution, is that if I stand on a corner while a cop is doing a sobriety check and say, fuck the police over and over and over again, I'm not stopping them from doing their job. They might be mentally offended by it, but I cannot be considered harassing the police officer in the action of their duty because it's protected free speech activity. It's protected by the Constitution of the United States. And so this law would be invalid if it didn't protect the constitutional rights, constitutionally protected rights, right? I believe that this one here, 117, because it says it's got really for any person to enter or remain in any public building or any public property without the exclusion of constitutionally protected activity. This here would supersede a right to film police officers, which I believe is a revised statute that's specifically intended for me to have the right to film the police in the jurisdiction of the duties. That the state of Colorado has that as a statute over and above everybody else. Okay? And so when I find that 189117 fails to protect that constitutionally protected activity, then I'm really concerned about it. You guys want to know, Window Liquor, what the ISBN number is? Do you know what that is? Because we are teaching people today, and this is education for the masses.
Likely within this first couple of pages.
Should be. So flip it over and see if there's a barcode on the back of it, because that would be another way. No barcode. Uh-oh. Published with annotations through 2018, Colorado 20, COA 30, 45, PD 3, 96. Can you guys read all? Okay, let me try it this way so they can read it. Okay, so you can look it up on LexisNexis. It's got itself and its statutes. But I do not see an ISBN number on it. That might not be available. Either way, we're in the criminal codes, and we have figured that out. So we thank you very much. I thank you, Ryan. I will send you an email to verify. Actually, you might just remember it's 9117. That I'm trying to get the authors of.
Okay.
But then I'm going to go to room 91
Okay.
And see if they can help me as well.
Perfect.
Thank you for your time. Have a great day.
You too.
Thanks. How nice. So thank you all for joining me and for this adventure. We're going to carry on. It's 10 or so, 10:40, 11:23. Oh, time is flying by me. So we're looking for 91 now. Office of Legislative Services, main office. 91, oh, that's 102. So that would be the reason that door's locked. 100, we're getting close. 98. 65. Danielle Jackson. The Office of Legislative Services. We have arrived. Are you the woman I need to see? Well, I'm doing a live educational show right now, and we just were visiting with the library and looking at 189111 and 189117, and we were looking at how 111 has a piece at the very end of it, so that harassment, that piece of legislation for the Colorado Revised Statute criminal code does not impact protected First Amendment free speech activities. And we're looking at 117, which allows buildings to be regulated, like when they can water, stay off the grass on these days, and other aspects like that. But it doesn't have a regulation for protected free speech activities tapped to the end of it. And so we're trying to learn the differences in these, why one might, why one would, who the bill sponsors were, that we might reach out to them, because we're concerned about 117 and its implications as far as journalism goes in government buildings or public buildings for that matter. Whereas a court might order that you can't do journalism or educational classes or other such activities in a public space. And so we wanted to learn about that. And that's what I'm out doing today.
Well, we can look and see if we can figure out who the sponsors were.
That'd be wonderful.
Depends on how long ago it was.
Well, the good news is that we believe it was just modified.
So you said
18.9.
117?
So yes, there's two direct to look at. 111 is the one that has the free speech protections in it, and 117, which is the one that does not. And 117 is definitely the higher issue of concern. Uh-oh. That looks like a good place to be.
It is. It's my favorite place in the office.
That being the chocolate bin right there. I might have one too. Oh, there's other candies in there, not just chocolates. But I haven't had that's a Hershey's dark chocolate. Yum. Is this a box to listen to proceedings?
Yeah.
Is it an original? Does it still work?
Mm-hmm.
And it's an original historical box, huh?
I believe so.
Wow. So if the House or Senate are in session, you can turn this box on and listen to their proceedings in the office while hanging out at your job. That's wonderful.
So 117 was last amended in 2006.
Oh, interesting. So it's actually been on the books for 13 years.
It's been on the books for longer than that. It started on the books in 1972, and then it's been a bunch of stuff, unfortunately, has happened, but the last time it was amended was 2006.
Is there a water fountain in the building?
Mm-hmm, over by the elevators.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. I realize I have ice and I'm out of water. So in 2006, would there be like records of the discussions that went on around it,
It
or?
would be in archives if there was anything. Excuse me just a second.
Yes, absolutely. One day things will get better. Until then, here is a drawing of a cat. Oh my gosh, these are amazing. I just want you to know. Share this goat for no reason. The continents can be rear shape of a chicken. Yes, class, enjoy a little entertainment today. Good mornings? No such thing. I exercised once, but I found I was allergic to it. My skin flushed and my heart raced. I got sweaty and short of breath. Very dangerous. Very dangerous. Oh, it's a Get Fuzzy calendar. Have you seen that freak show Satchel is calling a pet Russell the anemone. What about him? Frankly, I don't like that thing. It looks like the evil offspring of Beaker the Muppet and a rubber glove. To be honest, I'm relieved that there's finally an animal you don't want to kill and eat. Well, I didn't say I didn't want to kill it. Oh, that's cute.
Scour the books.
I think it just timed out Newfie. Wow, that was weird. Nice classroom activity. Are you a genius?
No,
You sure? Because I think that's genius right there.
I didn't do it.
Oh, you didn't do it? Well, that's why. That is a very intentional, get this air conditioning off my face pizza slice. Right there, folks. That's right. That's exactly what that is. I don't want the air conditioning blowing directly down on me. It's bothersome. While we're waiting for more info on the bill sponsor, let's look at some of these old-fashioned pictures from Denver, Colorado. Look at these wonderful photographs. Sultan Mountain at Baker Pass. Isn't that beautiful? Some old mining. Denver used to have streetcars. We'd be a lot more environmentally responsible if we had our streetcars back. No driving down Colfax? Oh, no problem. Oh yeah, I unmoderated him as well. Look, those are firefighters. They're yeah, that's good stuff, people. It's an old look capital. Division 2. See, these cops had no problem getting photographed, right? No problem photographing these police officers at the police department. I think she just called to check to see how she was doing with me with a video camera in here. Fortunately, I'm a really nice guy. There's fun stuff she's got on her desk. Little bamboo. Always good to have fresh oxygen, creating plants, consuming your carbon dioxide in the office. Yes, Joe Black, thank you very much, and hello, everybody. So, yeah, this is it, guys. We want to know about this 2006 statute. Okay. I really do appreciate this. This is a great way to spend my day learning. And this is a fun office. But let me come back and say hi, everybody. So I thank you for hanging out with me today in this now almost 1 hour effort to to learn about state statutes and to see how we can increase our understanding of the laws, how we read them, the bill's sponsors, potential issues with the law, if it hasn't been challenged. Yeah, a lot of stuff to go through here. And fortunately, we're able to help people in this classroom setting today to learn how to go about these processes for themselves. So, I thank you all for joining me. I thank you for participating. And, just considering how we can really understand, like, in 2006, what was going on post 9/11. Were we protesting funerals? Was that the, I don't know. Newfie, I'll tell you why. You said, I'm so horny that right now, yeehaw. And something about this lady that wasn't very nice. And I'm not a pig. I don't believe in disrespecting people unless they disrespect themselves. People have jobs, they have lives, they have consumption practices. That doesn't mean that we have to insult somebody who's being nice and helpful. And that's why you got nixed this morning. I have a moral compass, and I hope you all use it when you're with me. I'm just saying. Sorry. Yeah? Look at this. We've got some books.
So the last time that 118 was updated was 2006. And that by a representative, the main sponsors, were a representative and a senator who are no longer. Are you filming?
Oh, yeah. I told you when I started that I was doing a live educational show.
Okay, let's not do that.
Okay, well, I'm not going to cancel it now. So these representatives are no longer.
In the Senate or the House. There are others that are.
Can I see it?
Sure.
Because that might make it more comfortable for me just to put the camera on the book. Students got to learn. So this is the law and procedure, House Bill 06-1382. Representatives Merrifield, McFadden, Penny, Clower, Larson, White, Strafford, Gallegos, Balmer, Bill Butcher, Carol T. Cerebro, Clapp, Decker, Frangus, Green, Hodge, Lindstrom. That name sounds familiar. Madden, Marshall, Massey, May, McKinney, Piccone, Plant, Ragsdale, Reesberg, Rose, Solano, Soper, Strangle, Todd, Vigil, Barons, Bordokin, Crane, Kurdner, Hoppy, Kerr, McCluskey, Whitwer, Buechler, and Garcia. Schaefer joins Bode, Brophy, Dyer, Enns, Evans, Grossman, Isgar, Kester, Lamborn, May, Mitchell, Owen. An act concerning the creation of a Right to Rest in Peace Act. So this bill is about protesting funerals.
Well, the part that you're looking for is, it was included in there.
Okay. So this is the 18117. So let's come back over here. Let's just slowly scroll through all of this real quick. Maybe no, there's the right to rest. I'm gonna get a little picture time for all of this. Funerals. So what happened that it got separated?
That's just what they updated in that particular bill. That's just all one bill. And that's just how it was done.
Because this is no longer, I don't think, in 2000 in the 2018 book. I don't think it's a separate. I don't think it's under the same section. I think it's separate. And one of the things that's really interesting to me is how many of the things in 18117 are no longer valid. They've been stricken or removed. So part 1 of Article 918 is by the addition of a new section to read interference with a funeral. So there's issues in here on disorderly conduct at a funeral. Funeral picketing. If any provision of this act or application thereof to any person or circumstance is held invalid, the invalidity shall not affect the other provisions or applications of this act, which can be given effect without the invalid provision or application, and to this end the provisions of this act are severable. That means if any part of it is found to be unconstitutional, it can be separated from the rest of it. Severability is a very important aspect of writing bills and clauses. It was separate to itself. So this thing's all about funerals and mourning. So what I'm curious to understand is that how this criminal law and procedure about funerals has this piece that is now separate. Section 6. Sorry, folks, I'm reading. We're looking for an exemption for constitutionally protected activities. First Amendment free speech, which 111 has. So 189-111 isn't in here.
No, that was done at a different time. It was last amended in 2017.
So 189-111 has a section on protected free speech activities, excluding them constitutionally.
This was the last amended one of the.
I got a copy of it. You're amazing. Kiana Arellano. And that was signed on 5/3/2017. And it's part of 189-111, which is why I'm confused. Because if it falls in the Right to Rest Peace Act, and Ariel, this law is separate from it. I'm really confused and trying to learn things here, man. So they fall under the same sections, 18-9 dash what. do you know if one provision, oh man, there's missing a piece in here. Section 8 is not printed.
Well, that's the bill in 2017.
So,
The whole thing isn't gonna be printed, it's just gonna be what they amended is what's printed.
so my
What they added or changed.
okay, so my concern is that section 8 of 111 is the piece that clearly protects First Amendment free speech activity.
And it's still in the statute as a whole.
So it's in the statute as a whole, which means that it also is under 18.9117, then it's part of that as a whole as well?
When you look at 18.9.111, where are we? I'm upside down.
111.
And then you come over here. Your part 8 is right there. What that bill did, this tells you everything that happened to this, beginning in 71 on, everything that happened. That's
Okay.
just the most recent thing that happened to this, and if it only affected, that's all it did.
So,
For instance,
okay.
let's see here. When you see, it shows you kind of what they took out, what they added in terms of what's in capital letters. So they didn't do too much with this bill, but it's not that, all that bill did was what that bill does. It doesn't affect anything else.
So where I'm naive and trying to understand things is that 18-9 as a whole is what? Criminal code?
18-9 is offenses against public peace, order, and decency. And it says that right there.
To peace, order, and decency. So,
And then it breaks down all your sections. Like there's 111, there's 117, so it breaks them all down.
so I was told, and again, I'm not an expert, but I was told that there was a specific regulation that in the Colorado statutes, revised statutes, specifically states that people have a right to videotape police.
That I have no idea. It'd be a matter of searching the statutes to see if you could actually find that.
Okay, so how do I get my own copy of,
You can always go to a library.
Title
to
IX.
Searching the statutes.
is it all online?
Kind of, yes. It's sometimes isn't the most user-friendly thing. Oops. So if you go to www, you want to write it down?
Yeah, that'd be great. Here, you put it on the back of this,
Okay.
so we reduce our consumption of paper.
Oops.
I lost it. That was mental health. I lost my original spot in there. Human services.
I think it was, let's see. To be page 1199.
1199 189117. Okay.
So So if you go to that website, and then you'll see, it gives you choices of bills, laws, legislators, etc. Under laws is the Colorado Revised Statutes, so click on that.
And I'll be able to read it all right there. That's interesting, guys. So this is how in our state we have to go through to find the statutes and the laws. What's interesting in this is that this, again, was written under a code and last modified as a right to rest in peace act. And it hasn't been separated from the funerals in any way, shape, or form since then, huh? It hasn't been modified since 2006 when this was done.
Not since, yeah, 2006 was the last modification of it, but this is the actual session law that you're looking at, so you're not looking at and this is the entire statute. So
Right.
to really see what it looks like, you want to look at this, but yes.
But to understand the intent of the law and how it's to be applied, I'm perceiving, and a judge might also perceive, and the people that are learning this class right now might perceive, that this is a right to rest in peace act, and that this statute of criminal law was written to include activities on public property during a funeral, is my perception of this. And not just in any given day of the week.
That I can't answer.
And you can't answer. But that's what one might argue. And so
That's what courts are for.
that's what courts are for. And so by such, the funeral, the ceremonies, again, we want to read this into it's House Bill 061382, and I could probably print this off the website as well, huh?
I believe so, or I could just make you a copy now.
That'd be wonderful. I'd be so grateful for
The other
that.
thing that I can do, if you want this, when we get the new session laws in, or the new statutes in the fall,
Yeah?
is I can save this old one, it's 2018 as opposed to 2019.
Yeah.
And you can pick it up.
Oh, I would love that. I will give you my business card for that.
Okay.
Thank you so much. So can I have a copy of that? And it was
$11.99.
$11.99. Yeah.
So let me go get you this.
Thank you.
I'll be right back.
Here's what's funny, ladies and gentlemen. These names here, I know these names. I know many of these people. Thank you very much, everybody. And I'm grateful for that, right? Like, let's just recognize this is my day off. I'm making a video that I hope will get watched over and over again and generate a lot of revenue. Millions and millions of dollars, right? But probably not. So we are here educating people and going through this process because let's face it, they're trying to cut out orders on funeral activity to say that you can't film police officers in the police station. Seriously. That's what's happening. And we wouldn't have known this if we didn't go through these processes. And now I'm feeling a hair burn right now. But I'm happy about this. I just won my case yesterday. I'm filming throughout the Capitol today, in the offices. And we're doing it in a polite way that just recognizes that we still have the right to do this without being rude about it. And I get it, like strip clubs and all that stuff is fun conversation, and I can't control the conversation all the time. But what I can do is that we can teach and we can protect the constitutionally protected activities in a positive light so that they're protected for everybody. If you tell me that I should have a counsel for this, I'm going to be very concerned. I'm going in with an affirmative defense and that they're applying the wrong statute right off the bat. I'm going to go in before I have a chance to think about it. Yeah, thank you all for your likes and your shares. And this lady is going to give us a copy of these statutes. That's huge, folks. This is how we learn things. How you doing today, sir? Thank you, Alzaro. Ignorant Plum, Nini, we're glad you're all here. Harry Vid, Steven, so glad you're here. Lady Zanga as well. Love God, Ignorant Plum. Yeah, you guys, this has been a fun hour, hopefully. Some delays in here as it goes through, but...
So the thing to keep in mind is that the session laws are the bills that passed. Bills are going to touch upon different things. They're not necessarily going to just cover that one thing you're interested in. So
Right.
this particular bill, while it covers 18.9.117, and I highlighted that for you, the entire bill covers other things.
Right.
So
Right.
just so you can kind of see that this isn't going to be what it looks like in.
To understand the letter of the law, you have to understand the intent of the law.
Yeah, no.
And people don't always get that,
Yeah.
right? So I'm not a lawyer. I'm an educator and a journalist. And for me, I believe that teaching this and showing people, well, here's what was intended when they came through with these processes, and this was the point and purpose of it. I was guessing, actually, before I came into this room, that one of the issues was the protesting of funerals, like the Westboro Church used to do, right? And so when I was reading this, I'm like, oh, it's clearly protesting funerals is what this whole bill and all the sections of it seem to be surrounding. Now, there's probably some other things that might be tidied up in there, allowing somebody to shut down bathrooms or regulate when the lawn gets mowed on a property, because it was things that legislators might have said, hey, we need to address this as well, and we can tie it together. But at the end of the day, the act, there's some modifications for the harassment, and maybe there was a new issue, or maybe there were words stricken out, and that when we look at what the statute looks like, there are maybe sections that turned out to be illegal or did not stand up a challenge in a court of law. And so what I can then next do is teach people how to go to the courts and go through the process of looking up if there have been any case history on this statute.
Well, see, this, of course, is what this started in 71. So this is everything that's happened.
As far as amendments to it. But this
And
wouldn't,
here's all the annotations.
this is why this book is so important for personal reading, and why we need to all go to the website. That is the Colorado Gov. Look up the laws, and again, look up Section 9, the criminal procedures, and then this is 111 with the annotations on it, because there's a lot of them there. And oh, this is what's important for the annotations, and this is what is the case is. Gravamen of this the thrusting of an offense. Gravamen of this offense is the thrusting of an offense and unwanted communication on one is who is unable to ignore it. Defendant spitting on the tenant constituted physical contact. So what you're looking at here, unconstitutionally vague. There's previous case law in 1985. Did you give me a copy of the annotation in that page? Or is it online? That's what we need to know. Let's see what we got here.
Give you a copy of it.
Okay, yeah, because this is not, this ends with the...
Now, see, that came out of the statute.
Oh, that's the statute book, not
This
the
is-
code. Ah, that's the difference, thank you. I'm learning as we go.
Yeah, so you're not gonna find anything like this in this law.
Right.
It's just strictly the bills that were passed.
But we need to know the case law behind it.
Right.
That's exactly what I need a copy
So
of.
I will go get you a copy of
Oh, I appreciate you so much. This was such a good use of my day off.
and I will be right back.
No worries.
Just a sec.
Oh, and I got a new bill to look up. Oh, man. So, good job, moderators. Look at that, Tony Mack, 15/12/90, and I know Joe Salazar personally. How do you like that? Yeah, we need to know if it was challenged in the courts. Aims to protect the public's right to film by prohibiting police officers from interfering with the recording of another officer.
Once he gets the green light, I can give you a hard copy of the form as well. Just,
Thank you. That's exactly what I needed. Affirmative defense, self-represented. I think that's what we're going for. How you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm having an amazing day learning about laws and how they're formed and all kinds of good stuff. And we're teaching people as we go.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
At the law library, where we spend more time than the police.
just contact him for details. Or is it-
We are at the Office of Legislative Legal Services for the state of Colorado. That's right, I'm at the cut the pro se plastic. That's nice, lady. Yeah, thank you, Tony. You know what, Tony? You just earned yourself the fun of the day. I got rid of one, we'll add another.
Okay, let me get the.
Sorry, it kind of bleeds over, but
No,
this is what you wanted.
That's the, yeah,
So
the
there you
government.
go.
Now, I hate to bother, but I'm going to ask for one more thing if I might.
Okay.
Because I've learned that my friend, Joe Salazar, created 15/12/90,
But he can basically.
which was a bill to protect the right to videotape police officers in in their exercise of their duties, exercise of their job.
Submit bill request for like 1,000.
So you would like to see,
Whatever. So it's kind of,
Can this?
a printed copy of
it's easier.
15?
Yes, with the
Oh, hold on to this, okay.
with the annotations for it, if it's been held up in a court of law. And I could probably help with that.
You bet.
All right.
Be happy to do so. All right, thanks so much.
Kids are making fun of me right now. Some of my classmates here. They say that I need to go to the gun range next. Personally, I want to stay in the law library. I'm learning about a lot more this way.
So we start with 15/12/101. So,
So I need to actually take a lot more time than this, huh? No, that's good.
what the 90 is referring, it could be 90.
Hold on, let me go back to find the comment. That's the reason I flipped it from this way, and then my thumb ends up blocking that one. I need a bigger phone, huh? 15/12/90. I, comma I. Would that be it?
No. All of the titles, so you start title 15, and then article in this case would be 12, and then it's going to be 3 letters. It's going to start with 101 and go on, yeah.
Okay, so
So-
Tony, did you get that as you're looking up and doing your research at home? It's he says N.I.
I don't know what that means.
Joe Salazar is no longer a representative. Oh no, I. That is a typo. So Tony, she's saying that it's 15-12-
101 is where it starts.
101 through.
And that's probate of wills and administration.
Wait. So 12 90. Oh, so it wouldn't be 0. What about 190?
We have 109.
No.
That's, and then we have 901. But
Although-
again, that's special provisions relating to distribution successor's rights if no administration. So we're in probative wills in this particular
Okay.
Title 15.
So Title 15 is not the one there, Tony Mac. That was not the right one, unfortunately. All right, well, I tell you what, I'm going to go do some more of my own research on my
Okay.
own time because I'm really grateful for your time and I don't want to
Okay.
consume it all. Did I give you my card? I
You
did
were
not.
going to. All right. Thank
And because I would be grateful to have access to that to do more in-depth research for all of us to grow and learn that way.
you. Sure.
All right, tell me your name. Linda.
Nice to meet you.
Have a wonderful one. Thank you. And so, ladies and gentlemen, with that, I have a dead battery. I'm on foot and bus and car. So, it was a proposed bill. Didn't pass. What we have to do is we have to figure out how it's gonna pass. My God. Look at this. I'm gonna cheat. You don't know what I'm looking at, but I do. So it may not have passed. May not have. But I will have passed. When I charge my phone. Let's see if it's charging. This charger is not charging my phone. It's a lie. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends and lovers, children of all ages. This is going up.
That's our plan.
Beautiful. 2, please. Or 1. Either way. Is that the main entrance out the door?
I'm open.
Okay.
That's what I was guessing. I don't really know. It's got the
Alright.
star, right? That means lobby?
That's usually the case,
That's
yeah.
what we're going with then.
Fantastic. Are you enjoying your visit to the Capitol today? It's got a
Yeah.
lot of beautiful art, doesn't it?
Sure does.
Yeah? Oh, it's a tour. Let's videotape the tour.
Those changes, there will be even greater work on regular stuff. I think it's exciting. Questions about the campus? Oh, yeah, that's a famous rabbit. That's a famous rabbit at the top floor. Yeah, I gotta think we're in the 1950s and Jimmy Stewart. Harvey, this starts as a play. And the author of that was a local author from here in Denver. And so, that's Harvey the Invisible Rabbit.
Why is it so fragile?
I don't know their exact story, but I know this was a doctor, an early doctor in Colorado, a female doctor. And I don't have all the stories memorized, but many of them I do. Those two I cannot. Let's look forward to the west side of the Capitol. We'll talk a little bit about the construction of this building.
Oh, did I just join a tour group? Did I just join a tour group where I'm videotaping the tour group? I'm not going to stay for the whole tour, folks. I'm just going to do it for a couple of minutes. Just to prove.
So it's 1876, the Colorado Revised Statute. And even at that point, they hadn't quite decided where our state capital would be. They're kind of going back and forth between Golden and Denver. Denver, Golden and Denver, back and forth. They eventually settled on Denver because it has the most restaurants and hotels to accommodate different people coming in. Probably a pretty practical reason why. Fine. 1876, obviously they haven't started the capital yet, but what they do is they do have some land donated to them by a gentleman named Henry Brown. And so Henry Brown owns this hill that we stand on right now. It's called Brown Bluff, but he also owned the land around the Capitol. Oh, hey, that's not a bad deal. He'll donate some land, he'll sell off the land around here, he'll make some money, the state gets something for free. Nothing wrong with that, is it? The problem was it took 10 years before Colorado began this capital construction. It's not until 1886. Brown's furious. He doesn't think he's going to make money like he thought he should. He sues twice in federal Supreme Court to get his land back. Obviously, he loses both times because here we are. He is furious at the state of Colorado. He swears as long as he's alive, he will never step foot in this state capitol. He never does. He never steps foot in here as long as he's alive. They did have a state They did. I don't know what the whole story is with that, but they must have finally made some peace towards the end. But it never did come in here. 1886, they start construction. The initial budget for this building was $1 million. $1 in 1886 would have been a lot of money. Now, we have some folks visiting from Berlin, correct? And so, as Americans, you need to help me with this because they might not understand this. In America, government projects never go over budget, correct? Never happens. Well, Colorado blew budget. $2.8 million by the time they finished this building in 1901. 15 years to build this and $1.8 million over budget. It's a disaster. But as we go through this building, you'll see why it costs so much money. Because the materials they put into this building, you could not replicate this building today if you tried. You just could not do it. Now, there were a couple of problems during the construction process as well. In the 1890s, our country's in a depression, but Colorado is really in an economic depression because silver prices have plummeted in this state and across the nation. Colorado is very much a silver-producing state. We maybe should be known more as a silver and gold state, if the truth be known. And a lot of people understand that, but silver prices crashed. Fortunes were lost in Colorado. Well, one way you can help is to use as much natural materials from Colorado to build this new capital that's so expensive. And that's what they did. So the floor we're standing on is marble from a little town in Colorado, appropriately named Marble. Marble, Colorado. School students are standing on marble. It's they don't even look at me anymore in school. They just stand here. All right, this marble, it's called Yule marble, actually. It's also used for the tomb of the unknown soldier and the Lincoln Memorial in D.C. Same type of marble. The only marble that is not Yule marble from Colorado is the Grand Staircase. That comes from here. That's Italian marble there. The Grand Staircase was actually added at the very end of construction. That was not the original architect's plans. Now, something that's very unique to this building is this rose onyx. Sometimes it's called Beulah onyx. It comes from a little town in southern Colorado close to Pueblo named Beulah. It's the only place in the world they've ever found this particular type of onyx. And when they found the quarry, they used almost 100% of it in the interior of this building. There's a little bit in surrounding buildings. There's a little bit down around Pueblo, but not much. Probably the only place you'll ever see this type of onyx. About 12 million bricks were killed here in Denver on the interior construction of this building. Most of the granite did come from Colorado. The exterior granite came from Gunnison, Colorado. Some of the granite down the basement did come from Fort Collins area where there was.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you videotape a tour without the tour guide.
This is all the original brass in the building. These are all the original light fixtures throughout the building. They did come from Ohio. Now, the light fixtures have changed over time. They originally did fire on either gas or diesel.
Okay, so that was me walking through the building, videotaping a tour guide at the end of our educational session to prove that there was no problem with videotaping the tours in a tour setting. That is for my friend. Thank you all for joining me. My battery is almost gone, and so I'm gonna go make some phone calls and do some other things before I leave downtown, and I need my video for that, my battery. So I really hope you all enjoyed today's educational session. Thank you for joining me. This is Brian Loma with Cut the Plastic, downtown Denver at the Colorado State Capitol. Thanks for hanging out with me, folks. Have a great day.